Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Taurus partial lunar eclipse happening. It's already happened, technically. We are in this energy. I am recording this live on Friday, November 19th, and the eclipse took place in the early hours, depending on where you are on the planet Earth. So I'm just going to, there's so much to get into with this eclipse. So I'm just going to go for it. Okay. So I'm calling this video, this eclipse video, my terms are my values, because this is happening in the sign that it's, that's what matters. That's the only thing that matters is the values. Taurus rules. It's kind of like this, I would say obsession, but that has like a negative connotation to it. The Taurus Scorpio axis is I'll say focused, very intensely focused on understanding, knowing what's valuable, getting that for themselves, and then holding on to it for dear life. Dear life. Okay. So we all have this in our charts somewhere activating through our lives in some way, shape, or form. And that is why after this, I go over to the flip side and I do the 12 sign by sign breakdowns. So this family of eclipses hasn't happened in this form with the North Node moving into Taurus since 2002 or maybe 2003 to 4 or 5. So around those years is last time we had it quite in this way. So, those themes are coming back up for us to check in with ourselves over the past, what's that, like 18 years or something, whenever that was, to check in and see how are those values holding up? How are those energies holding up? How do we feel even about that time in our lives and the people around our lives and what we had at that time versus what we have now and what needs to shift, what needs to kind of be reorganized? This is a partial lunar eclipse, meaning that the earth is in between. Okay, so first of all, I with Uranus involved, like whatever you thought it was going to be, it's not. It's going to be something else. So, for instance, I thought I was going to plan to sleep through the eclipse and like astral travel or lucid dream or just work it, subconsciously. And I ended up staying up the entire night until about like 6 a.m. And I busted out my telescope and I literally watched this happen for hours. Like it was just so, I posted about it on my Instagram and everything. I was just like, anyway, so it was the longest eclipse in the century. And I hadn't busted out that telescope like ever in the past 11 full moons. And I was not obsessively, but I was compulsively making TikToks. And there's so many funny ones in my drafts, you guys. It's hilarious. So I'm just, this is my fifth house for me. So it's just like joy, pure joy. So, I told you, I've been telling you guys not to try and activate this eclipse energy. Like you just want to go with the flow. So that's just like one example of how it went for me, just kind of going with the flow as it was happening last night. So with this Taurus energy, that's what I was saying. This partial lunar eclipse. So the Earth is in between the sun and the moon, but it's just it's not perfectly aligned. And then we're connecting with the nodes, the ecliptical orbit of the moon, which is the North Node. So the North Node's at 1 degree of Gemini, and it's a precursor. Super long story short, precursor to a few weeks from now, in I think January, when the nodal axis shifts officially to Taurus and Scorpio. So this is a precursor. It's giving you like a little bit of a taste of what's to come. So the main big themes here are about your self-sufficiency, your capability, your belief in yourself, your terms of life being dictated by your values and your sense of self-worth and what you believe you deserve and how you feel about yourself, how you feel about what you deserve and what you're capable of. Like you could shut something down for all these years thinking, I'm not good enough for that. I'm not capable. I don't have it in me. I can't do it. Very negative. And so this is kind of giving you that blend of the North Node is still in Gemini. So you're going to be taking in a lot of information, especially over the next couple of days, because a lot of times eclipse energies, there's more information that's going to come out in the next few days, like after the exact eclipse date. So you're getting clarity, but then you're also really grounded in, like, I know what I want. I know what I like. I know what I trust. I know what I don't trust. So you'll know what you want, what you value, and because you'll know that, you'll know what you've gotta let go of. Because a full moon, which is always gonna be a lunar eclipse, is always going to oppose the sun, which is where our focus is. And the sun has been with Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, so we've been really more focused in this scorpionic area of life, like, kind of obsessively, and then the full moon, the lunar eclipse, brings our attention. It's like, "Whoa, now I have to look over here. I have to, like, pay attention to this happening right now. It's right in front of me. Oh my god." So that's what the pool has been, and so, um, the Scorpio energy is where we put up the boundaries. So, where your values end and somebody else's values begin, where your energies and your resources, your money, your commitment ends, and where someone else's side of the street begins. And so we are becoming way more informed of a correction and perspective regarding where we draw those lines within ourself first. If you guys watched the weekly for this week on Monday, I talked about it, about drawing, actually the past few weeks, actually since we just got into Scorpio season, because Scorpio season is all about cutting the cords and redrawing boundaries and shifting those lines according to how we are evolving. So, okay, we have that. The full moon is bringing our attention, the full moon partial lunar eclipse. And so, we're not totally aligned, moon, earth, and the sun. It's like a little bit off. So the shadow that the earth is casting onto the moon, it's just like partly of it. So it's called penumbral energy, penumbral rays. Sorry, I'm like geeking out. Okay. So interesting is that, the sun being in Scorpio with Mercury, with Mars, it's always secrets coming to light at a full moon, and with a partial lunar eclipse, it's gonna be, like, pretty big secrets coming to light. So, not just secrets, though. We are going to get, like, a peek behind the veil, behind the curtain. How do you put this? We're going to have to focus on what's been happening beneath the surface. So, secret thoughts, hidden actions, hidden motives, secret new directions that we've been planning for our lives, secret goals that we've been thinking about, our own, as well as toxic villains in our lives, is going to be uncovered. Like, whoa, you've been really plotting against me this entire time. You've been acting against me this entire time. You've been talking about me behind my back this entire time. All of that, like, it's just going to be super purge and super, like, out there, very visible of what someone's been doing behind the scenes, or, all of that kind of stuff. Also, because it's Scorpio, manipulations that people think that they're getting away with are coming to light. And this might even harken back to when we had those back and forth Mercury squares to Pluto over the last few months. So, it'll be different for everybody, but you never get away with that. It's going to be revealed. So, that can be brought to light, or it can, just be, of a few years ago, whatever it happens to be. If it's a recurring theme for you, you're going to be taking a look at it. You're going to be forced to take a look at it. So just own your side of the street. If you need to cough it up, if you need to own up to anything, confront it within yourself first. Draw that boundary within yourself first and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I feel this urge, but I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that way, and maybe you're getting the urge where you're like, okay, how am I going to, like, neutralize this? How am I going to alchemize this? So, this is why I say on the channel, we would rather understand than judge, because we're here for everyone. And only when we really confront, like, the ugliest parts of ourselves or the parts of ourselves that are disempowered through fear, insecurity, manipulation, that's like the most important part. It's not just about like celebrating the love and the light and everything, which of course the joy is priority, but we're just going to be fooling ourselves if we're that's like toxic positivity, like just telling yourself everything's okay and not dealing with like the real issues. So anything that's been swept under the rug, that's what I'm saying, is going to be like, no, you have to deal with this. Okay. So we're getting a peek behind the curtain in ourselves and in others. Um, Now, what I like about this is that Scorpio rules integrity, self-integrity, self-respect, just like Capricorn. So you're going to be acting on your honest convictions, your honest beliefs, your hidden agendas. You've been like secretly wanting. Um, that's going to come up for you too, being like, I can't ignore this in myself anymore. But it's important, like I said, to draw those lines within yourself and decide for yourself how you want to feel and decide for yourself, like I said earlier in the week, what your spirituality really is, what you really believe about yourself and about this life. So, um, the moon just reflects the light of the sun. So the little bit of the sunlight, I mean, the moonlight that we got was just like a little bit of the sunlight being reflected. So we're getting some clear answers. We're becoming more informed of a correction in our perspective because that sun is going to be with the south node in Sagittarius. The sun's in 27 degrees of Scorpio, the south node, which is what we're fleshing out, 1 degree of Sagittarius. So no matter what, we have to adopt a new belief system or we have to change our perspective on something. And it's part of what's heralding change in direction of our lives. This is fate and destiny is at play with the eclipses. And the eclipses are the universe's most dramatic tool to make change in our lives. So it's like now, right now. So, keep a light schedule is always like kind of what I say, and just like go with your flow. Um, Change in direction, your identity as well, and your goals. So you're going to be seeing yourself. It doesn't have to be, oh, change belief system, like I'm scared of changing, I'm scared of losing it. You could have been thinking this whole time that you're not good enough for something or that you can't do something. And that's a toxic, incorrect belief system. And so this lunar eclipse can bring something up very loud and in your face and show you, oh my God, no way. You can totally do this. You should totally believe in yourself. Okay. It could work that way too. So it could even be corrective in that sense. Now, there's so much going on. Speaking of belief systems, the sun and the moon are both T squaring Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is like even more energy that we're working through. So whatever comes up at this time, it's going to be like causing this overwhelm of feeling and emotion and outsized big, think big, just like really, really big, big feelings, big ideas, big concepts, huge. So we could be feeling really, really optimistic. We could be feeling overwhelmed depending on how this is working for you, but it's going to be big. It's going to be a lot coming at you. But really the change in perspective, the T square, it's how you're seeing life must change. It has to change. It has to. The emphasis is on the long-term goals as well as intimate partners for romance, for sex, for business, for best friends, all of that, and your larger tribe. So we have that Scorpio energy, that really deep, we're signing contracts, we're making promises, we are making big commitments. We have the Taurus energy, we are combining resources, we are generating our own incomes, we are building up our own self-worth and self-value. And then they're both T-squaring Jupiter and Aquarius. How is this going to fit in with a tribe of people? Or do we need different people around us? Do we need to meet? There's 7 billion people on the planet. Like, that's a lot of people. So, The people that are around you, we may realize that we can be more optimistic than we thought, or finally, with this Jupiter T-square focal point, or finally integrate an experience into a fuller understanding about the intimate partnerships, our self-value, self-esteem, our boundaries with them, our boundaries within ourselves, and with our groups and our tribes. So it could be that you get a missing piece of the puzzle that becomes right at the top of your awareness, and you finally can understand something about life, about your energies. So that's positive. You can work that and believe that you're capable, believe that you can find your people, believe that you can find your partner, believe that you can ask for more, ask for that raise, get a better job, get a better living situation, be with someone that you felt like you couldn't deserve before, do what you were told that you could never do, or that you were criticized for, maybe teased. That's a big one. Like if your friends groups, the tribes, if they're like teasing you and making you feel insecure, or if it's just like really toxic, that's such a red flag. Like, please, okay? You tell them, I'm not going to deal with you. You can deal with yourself, and just walk away. Use the Scorpio energy. I've said this before. How are you going to make yourself feel better with boundaries specifically? With boundaries specifically, how am I going to be creative and use a boundary to make myself feel better about this? Because, you know, if it's not true for you anymore, you are going to let it go willingly, or it's just going to be taken from you. Like the universe, fate, destiny is going to go, and it's going to be, and you're going to feel victimized by life. You're going to feel victimized by the world because you've been hanging. This Scorpio stuff, it's going to hang on like with a death grip. This is the one difference between Scorpio and Capricorn that I've felt and observed, like in my life, is that they're kind of like the most ruthless signs that you can come across, except Scorpio's more ruthless, because when it comes down to it, a Capricorn has a self-preservation instinct where they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna close the door on this. I don't care about you that much. I'm gonna just like leave. Scorpio will sting themselves, and they will take themselves down just to take you down. They won't give it up. They'll go down with the ship. They'll die on that hill. So there's going to be like resistance if you're trying to be the eagle Scorpio and someone else is trying to be like the scorpion Scorpio. You know, there's going to be some, y'all are going to tangle, okay? But at least you know. At least you know, because I'm helping you guys out here. So, I mean, I really wouldn't be scared of it or anything, because karma is just going to let karma do its thing. Let karma do its thing, because that always ricochets, always boomerangs, always comes back. So if you're feeling that, if you're having past actions and manipulations backfire on you, if your lies are coming back to haunt you, you might realize that you made a black and white judgment, very Scorpio, and that judgment has to be overturned, and you have to change your mind, and you have to apologize, or you want to go back, whatever it is. Like, just be real with yourself. Just be honest with yourself. Put the ego away. This is what I love about Taurus energy, is that Taurus doesn't have that ego that the other fixed signs have. Aquarius will leave. Leo might not leave, but Scorpio will leave. Taurus is like, you're a brat. You're being a brat, but I know what's real. I know what's valuable, and I'm going to stay because it matters, and I know what really matters. Scorpio's got the ego. Even Leo's got the ego. Aquarius got the ego, and they'll blow their spot up. But Taurus knows better. Taurus knows better. Taurus knows what they want. Taurus knows what they love. Taurus knows what they just know, and they stick to that. They stick to it because they trust themselves. They usually trust themselves, okay? Only when these fixed signs, and it's going to be you guys, the Leos, Scorpios, Aquariuses, Tauruses, that are like, all of life is looking so different, going to be way affected. So if you have any signs, sun sign, moon sign risings in these areas, you're going to be like very affected, like in a very big way. Because that's what it's about. Is how, where are we feeling like a Taurus in our lives, and what are we deciding like we can't live without, or what's like. It's also about trust, though. It's also about trust. So if you are purging, you'll have the clarity though. Like you'll know what you don't trust, and you'll know what you do trust, and what you're ready to commit to, and what you want to like fix in your life. Like in photo developing, you develop it and then you fix it. It's the fixer. It stops the development process. Fix it just like that. Taurus energy. But there's things that were fixed in your life that you're like, rip it up, throw it away. I can't, you're undoing that. So, but the eclipses give you the power to make big, 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 big changes in your life. It's really kind of just going to happen though, because it's eclipse energy. Okay, so there's a lot happening. Let me keep going. So the ruler of this eclipse, Venus, because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, we look to see what Venus is up to, and they are sextiling Mars. They are trining Uranus. They're squaring Chiron. Okay, so Venus is in Capricorn. They're in shadow. This is really supportive for you. This is like that Capricorn area of life is like really firming up, taking the lead. There's strength here, strength to lead and make huge sweeping change in your life, and giving you the confidence to go for your goals. You're taking it very seriously. Venus in Capricorn is very, very serious. So with Pluto also in Capricorn, God, there's so much truth. The revealing truth prevails and transforms everything. So what can be destroyed by the truth will be, and you'll have the choice of what to do from there. Because there's a paradigm shift happening with this Neptune energy as well. And with Venus trining Uranus, that's a lot of support for changes. It's a lot of support for immediately breaking out of bad habits too. Like the Iranian influence, it's like a light switch. So if anything's been really hard to detangle from, this is going to help you. Like, okay, I there's no more vacillating. There's no more confusion. I feel like, okay, go, especially because Venus is sextiling Mars and they're like really working together. So what you want, what you're doing, it's like, boom, they're working together. And it's Scorpio Capricorn. Like they're great partners. That Venus trining Mars, also they're quincunxing the North Node, like right now, kind of. That's strength, that's fortitude, that's character, that's penetrating insight, a sudden opening or opportunity to choose a path to correct course. It's liberating. There's something really liberating for your heart about this. But it's from knowing the relationships that you trust, knowing the relationships that support you in an authentic way. Going back to the people that you have around you. Because honestly, this is my little thing, because I'm a geek, but this lunar eclipse is finishing up 6 months from the middle of May 2021. I should have started saying that. Anyway, so what I talked to you guys about in May, that new moon in Taurus, May 11th, was about getting clear on what you want and getting clear on what matters to you. So you are concluding 6 months of like figuring out what do you value, who do you trust, and what you're going to do next. So I have like right here, it says it clicks. What else did I write? Staying open. Okay. Staying open to the details, remain flexible on how it comes together. So over the past 6 months, if you've been like tweaking out, you're probably going to have a little bit of a rougher eclipse, because there's a new way of doing something, a new path you didn't see before. It was opening up the middle of May, and now it's culminating. Another thing about this eclipse is that Gemini is a sign of duality. So the North Node's in Gemini, the eclipse is in Taurus. So there's likely more than one option for you. There's likely more than one path opening up for you. And you get to choose. You always get to choose, okay? So Oh, I wanted to finish up about Pluto. See, this is gonna be like all over the place. The moon is trining Pluto, so ready or not, you will be different. Pluto doesn't wait for anybody. Pluto just goes for it. Life is changed, drastic and dramatic. Changes emotionally, spiritually, home, family, your property, where you live might be changing. Anything to do with women, mothers, femininity. Whatever is incomplete is like the incomplete is complete because you have your answers now. With the sun sextiling Pluto, you can easily grasp the new directions and change to your course. So there may be a boost in morale. There can be some like approval from someone powerful or from someone that you respect. You get a nod, you vouch for something really positive. And with Mercury conjuncting the sun in Scorpio, it's helpful for talking about the secrets. It's helpful for talking about the uncomfortable truth and having to confront the ugly things, especially in your relationships. We're not having sex enough. How long has it been? But we don't talk about it. We never talk about it. We haven't talked about it in months. We just both not talk about it ever. Or something like that. Doesn't have to be that, obviously. But it's like something like that. It's like so being honest with yourself about everything. Just clean your side of the street. Just clean your side of the street and talk about it. And we put this stuff off because especially the fixed energy, especially if you're just holding on because you want to just be together or you just holding on to the job, even though you're not talking about the fact that you're not getting promoted and like there's 8 other people in front of you that got promoted and they don't have the experience that you have. And you're like, I have to talk to my boss about this. I have to. I just have to. I can't not talk about it anymore. And you bring this to them, or you know what I'm saying? Or you talk about, you're dating someone and their family members racist towards you and you don't talk about it, but then you're like, I gotta talk about it. It's like something that's like, we have to talk about this. Because it's likely been something that's just been in the air. It's just been out there, but hasn't been talked about. Okay. So that'll be big. And then, okay, so Saturn, let's get to Saturn. Saturn, there's another T square here at this lunar eclipse. Saturn is squaring Mars and Uranus. So what I like about this, Saturn's in Aquarius, is that it's pulling apart duties. It's pulling apart toxic responsibilities. It's pulling apart improper behaviors. It's pulling apart bad timing, old responsibilities, karmic debts to other people. It's pulling it apart. Okay. So if it's been difficult for you to release energies, release feelings of guilt or overwork or feeling like you're in debt to someone or something, or if it's been difficult overcoming certain obstacles, all of that will weaken because this is a coming apart energy. But what it is doing is giving you the power to overcome, or it's making the way clearer for you. So you will find the money, you will make the time, you will learn the lesson, you will stop caring what people think because it's Saturn in Aquarius. You need to you need to figure out who you are first. Like figure out like what are you really about? What do you really care about? And then find your people or create your tribe, or you're already in tribes, you're already in friend groups, so it's like doing all of that while you're still connected to all these other little things, your families, your friends, your lovers friends, your kids' friends, like all that stuff. So you just want to take responsibility for who you are. And this gives you the capability, the confidence in your capability. And for you to set your terms, because your terms are determined by your values. And this partial lunar eclipse is bringing you the clarity of exactly what those values are and why. You're getting more of these pieces of information. The North Node's in Gemini at 1 degree. So there's probably going to be a lot of details, a lot of information coming at you. And you have to flush out that karma, flush out the old belief systems of the South Node in Sagittarius, your old expectations, your old visions for your life, your old visions for the relationship. Or what's breaking apart is how you're seeing this relationship. Oh, this is a happy marriage. Oh, this is a happy business partnership. Oh, actually, there's a big pay inequality here. Why are I'm doing the same work that they're doing? Why are they getting paid $25,000 more than me? We got to talk about it. This is not a happy marriage. I'm not getting my needs met. We got to talk about it. And you draw the boundaries within yourself. You decide how you want to feel, but be real with yourself, be real honest with yourself, so that you can be empowered when you say, I'm not going to deal with you and your toxicity. If you're going to gaslight me, if you're going to tell me that you never did anything wrong and you won't, no, you can go deal with yourself. I'm not dealing with that. I don't need to. Why? Turn down for what? Let it go. 7 billion people. We have the internet. There's so much to support you feeling good, more than there has ever been for humans in all of human history. Okay? We can order food from anywhere. We can order cookies now in the middle of the night. Okay? We can connect with people at any point. I'm really surprised there's like 30 people here, because it's like, isn't this like Friday night? People should be like, but you get on you get on a platform, you go live, you put hashtags, there's people finding you. You can always be talking to somebody. There's like hotlines. You can always connect to someone if you want. You can create art. You can make money. There's no more stock market opens at this certain time. You can freaking trade any moment of any day. There's like, if someone's being miserable and miserly and a freaking Grinch, they want to be. They want to be a victim. But do you? That's all that matters. Let them make their free will independent choice, whether that's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your daughter, your son, your nephew, your niece, your best friend, your old friend, your new friend, your work friend. Okay? This is the crux of energy mastery, is really just putting all of your focus into yourself, owning your side of the street, and feeling empowered enough to make these bigger shifts in your life and letting things work on you. Whatever comes up, oh my God, I feel this urge to hurt somebody. I'm going to alchemize this. Oh my God, I feel this sadness coming back that I thought I grieved already. Let me alchemize this. And being responsible for your own energies. In spirituality, there are only ever two paths. There's a path of enlightenment, like the Buddha. There's a path of mastery, like Jesus Christ. That's what I teach here and on my Patreon for my people. Okay? So, congratulations, guys. You are concluding 6 months of some big work, because this new moon had Uranus in Taurus, the moon, the sun in Taurus, Venus in Taurus. The North Node was at, I think, 10 degrees of Gemini. Mercury was in Gemini. And it was all trining Pluto and Capricorn. That's a laser focus. That's a laser. You've been laser focused on this on a conscious level or on a subconscious level for 6 months. And now you're getting the results. So there's going to be like a quick, immediate ending to what's no longer true for you. No longer true for you guys. And with every ending, there's a beginning. With every beginning, there's an ending. So you're starting something new as you are burying something old. And the more you are honest with yourself, the more optimistic you're going to feel. Because then you trust yourself when you do those boundaries. And then you trust life. And you're not afraid of life. And then you're not a victim of life. So you can be overwhelmed with how much is coming at you at this eclipse time. So just take really good care of yourself, stay hydrated, and just know that at the end of the day, you are transforming and things are changing, and to embrace that change and trust yourself that you're ready to let go of whatever's trying to go, whatever's leaving, whatever's on the way. Just like trust that it's time. It's time. You're right on time. Okay. And, you know, the old era is ending. There's a paradigm shift happening. This, okay, March, April, and May are going to hit the same, are going to activate this energy right now. So you're seeding something, you're culminating something, and it's going to plant some other seeds. They're going to take some months to come to fruition. So, whatever personal potent truth is being exposed to you now about your values, about your terms, you really want to stick by that and stand by that for yourself, because it's not going to be all happening all at once. It's going to be unfolding, but you'll know what it is. Like, you'll know like the big thing. You'll know the big thing. Like for Capricorn, for me and my other Capricorns, it's easy. It's our fifth house. It's joy. All I have to do every moment of every day, am I joyful right now? Is this bringing me joy? Am I doing this because I want to do this? What do I want to do instead if I want to do something instead? Just do that. What do I love? What does my heart really want? What does my heart really have to say? Am I being authentic to what, like, okay, so it's going to be, that's really simple and simplistic, but it's going to be different for everybody. I'll get into that after the jump here. A couple other dates for those of you taking notes. November 23rd, the sun's going to conjunct the south node. Okay, so it's going to be a whole different vibe next week, and I'll talk about that Monday for Monday's, what do we call it? Our chat on Monday. Oh gosh. You guys should just be excited though, to be honest. Whatever is happening, just trust yourself so that you can be excited and enjoy every moment of every, it's your life. Like, I want you guys to just like be happy with your life and be in love with your life. Like, that's the point, is to enjoy your experience of having a body and having these relationships and having interests and having curiosities and having, I really like this. I really like, just enjoy your incarnation here. Okay. And laugh. I laugh. Oh my God. I check out my TikTok. It's going to be hilarious. Okay. So I think I talked a lot. Okay, really quick about Chiron. So Venus is squaring Chiron. So you're likely going to have to, like, what's coming up is actually putting you in direct confrontation, challenging your old wounds, like your old insecurities, where you just didn't feel, this could either be like you didn't feel feminine, or you didn't feel worthy of feminine energy, or you didn't feel nurtured by feminine energy, or there's something inhibiting you from expressing feminine energy, or going after what you want, getting what you want, or there's something blocking you from enjoying what you want or enjoying what you have. Okay. So it could even be that you have to overcome this fear of going after something that you want, going after a person, going after a relationship, asking, this could perfectly be, you don't want to ask for a promotion even though you totally deserve it. That Chiron in Aries squaring Venus in Capricorn, because that Venus in Capricorn in the shadow wants you to get what you deserve, wants you to get what you have earned, wants you to get what you already know that you've earned, like 10 times over probably. Okay. So this is very much empowering you. And what the square is doing is it's pulling that apart, that insecurity, that lack of faith, that lack of belief, that lack of self-value, that lack of courage and leadership to be able to confront something like this. Okay. So I will leave it there. I'm going to take a quick little break, and then I will be back for, actually, let's do tarot. Let's do the tarot, because I just saw this. This is your overall, your key energy here. The Page of Swords with that Ace of Wands. Let's see. Hopefully I'll remember. I'll just write it down in case I don't. Okay. Hello, welcome to tarot. We're doing the tarot part. Okay. So this is the Hermetic Tarot deck, and you can purchase that. I just made a little quick link for you guys in the description box. Everything's down there. What's the message? Ooh, right away. 5 of Cups, Lord of Loss and Pleasure. Let it go. You may be realizing that you've outgrown a relationship or a situation, and you're coming to terms with that, being honest about it. Oh, and the 8 of Cups. This is so emotional. Lord of Abandoned Success. It's going to be painful to walk away from this, but you have to, because you know it's not, you know, it's time. But again, it's to get to your 9 of Cups of happiness. The Princess, this is too many cups, by the way. Princess of the Palace of the Floods, the Page of Cups. There might be an apology due to someone. You might be due to receive an apology. There may be an apology that you got to make to somebody else. You may even be reconnecting with someone. Something you got wrong here. And that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just learn the lesson. Just internalize the lesson. Be grateful for the lesson. Accept you came here to learn that lesson. And now you got it. So now the universe can take away the obstacles. And now the universe can put you onto your next lesson. But once you learn the lesson, it fades. Okay? This is an emotional shift for you. This is something you had to learn through making this decision. You had to go through this to understand it. There would have been no other way. You had to be very emotionally invested in order to realize that it wasn't for you, in order to realize that you had to learn through this loss. And it's not necessarily like a loss. It doesn't have to be like a loss in relationship. It could also just be the loss in perception. It could just be the loss of the dream, the loss of the hope. Here's the thing. This is so relationshipy. These 3 cards are all cup cards. A relationship isn't I decide who you are and I love you, and you decide who I am and you love me. I get to know you. Now I know you. You get to know me. Now you know me. No, that is setting you up for disappointment. Because now you have an expectation of this other person, and it's like you just took a snapshot of who they are at that moment. But what if they grow? Or what if they regress? What if you grow? What if you regress? A relationship, a healthy relationship, is loving each other as you are both continuing to develop, continuing to grow, continuing to become more and more of who you are. And it's this continual process of getting to know each other. Give them room to grow. You need to advocate for your room to grow. This, whatever this is, for whoever this is channeling, that was off. Someone wanted you to be someone that you outgrew or that you are not, or it's a projection, or you did the same to them, where they let you down because you needed them to be somebody. You needed them to be what you wanted them to be, and they let you down because they're not anymore, or they never were. The 2 of Pentacles, Lord of Harmonious Change. Now someone is reorganizing their whole life, saying, okay, I did it. I went into this whole thing with an emotional expectation. I needed my emotional needs fulfilled. It didn't work out. Okay, got it. Check. Now let me go back and look at my whole life again and rebuild it from the ground up so that it more accurately reflects my values, what I know that I want and need in my day-to-day, and sans this emotional mess. So it's got a practical consequence, whatever this emotional. That's what happened to me. I was working and I saw a lot of people get promoted. Sorry, I'm professional from the waist up, but I still have the mom pants on. Okay. And it was like, I just had to accept that, that my boss is racist and that I was never going to I was never going to get to where I wanted to go ever. So that sucked. Walking away was horrible, but I wasn't where I was meant to be. I was meant to be here. So just trust that whatever you're walking away from, whether it's a job that disappointed you or a relationship that disappointed you or whatever it was, you'll have to shuffle some things around, and it might be a little bit difficult. Like this T square to Saturn is going to make some of these things a little bit challenging, but you'll have the optimism and the self-confidence to get through the challenges. You'll put in the work and you'll take responsibility for the right things. You'll be taking responsibility for what's really a value of yours. And you'll be so much happier. You'll be so much happier. All of these cups, the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Cups together. So for some of you, this is absolutely a relationship. This can be that you are reconnecting with an estranged family member. This can be that you are connecting with a best friend, that you put all of your eggs into friendships that were really shallow or that were really, they just don't support you in an authentic way. And you thought that they did. And now that it comes down to it, they are nowhere to be found, or they're not responding the way you need them to, or whatever it is. But what I like about this is that the 9 of Cups is here. It's very independent. It's when you have to walk away, the 8 of Cups, to get to personal happiness, the 9 of Cups. Because for some of you, what this lunar eclipse means is that you're going to go your own way and you're going to go alone. And that's going to be okay because you're not afraid of it anymore. You're not afraid of what the future is. You're not afraid of releasing possession of something that maybe you possessed just for the sake of possessing. So this 9 of Cups, it's this very, I make myself happy. And when you can make yourself happy, oh my God, it does such wonders for your relationships, because then you're not expecting them to make you happy. You're not it's reducing that expectations in relationships. So that's nice. Last card, last energy, the King of Cups. Another cup energy, Prince of the Chariot of Waters, 3 of Swords. Wow. Lord of Sorrow. Joy and sorrow, my love. Okay, sorry, I can't sing. Never said that I could. Okay, so the King of Cups. Wow. This is like you have come full circle, learning you've emotionally matured through all of this over the last 6 months, from the middle of May till right now. And over these next couple of weeks, like we're also in a portal because we have the next lunation, a solar eclipse. It's the last one in Sagittarius, which means forced freedom. When you get fired, okay, that hurts. The ego takes a hit, but you're free. When you get broken up with, okay, ego gets taken a hit. Maybe your heart gets broken, but you're free. Whatever it is. You're getting divorced. Okay, can't stop this. They're leaving. They're on their way out. It hurts, but you're both free. Forced freedom. That's December 4th. But we'll get to there later. This has been this has been all to mature you emotionally so that you can lead better, lead your life better, make decisions better. So this has all been about, you needed this 3 of Swords. You needed the disappointment, I'm telling you. That's like the only way we learn is through pain, kind of. Pain is the greatest teacher. That's interesting. Something had to not work out so that something can work out. So this is like you maybe you only get into shallow relationships and you fall in love with someone that has cancer and then they die after like a couple of months, but it taught you how to love. It taught you how to be vulnerable, taught you how, I think that's like a movie. I think that's like 7 movies probably, right? It sounds like a very common plot line like that would be. But that's what this is. This is like, yeah, you had to learn all this, but it taught you so much. And now there's this mature person standing here, able to lead effectively, specifically in relationships. So this is going to help you in all forms of relationship, your family relationships, your business relationships, your love, romantic relationships, all of it. And this Page of Swords and your overall with the Ace of Wands, this is like, I am secretly in love with somebody else and I have to tell you. This is like, there's a secret love child and I have to tell you. This is, I am secretly planning to move to another country and now I have to tell you. I have secretly been falling in love with somebody else and I have to tell you. I have secretly been giving money to someone and I have to tell you. It's like, it's pretty like clear, that Page of Swords. And that's a test of integrity, this Page of Swords. This is, can I do it and be honest? Can I do it? You know, it's like, it's your test of integrity. The wind is blowing against you with the sword. And that Ace of Wands, it's like being honest about your real passions, where your real passions lie, what you really want, what really makes you happy. Being honest with yourself first about it, and then being honest with everybody in the situation. What's the guidance, please? Thank you. Bottom of the deck. Making Christmas, making Christmas. Making Christmas. It's ours this time. Oh my God. Okay, someone's gonna have a great Christmas. Hopefully it's everyone, but that's gonna be a big Venus day too. And faith. Damn. Dreams are worth the wait. It literally says that. Dreams are worth the wait. So for some of you, you have some Saturn stuff to do. You have some restructuring to do. You have to get real serious about some commitments. Maybe you have some commitments that are keeping you from being able to just like bolt and go. So you have to wrap some of that up, but that's going to be ending over the next couple of weeks, but it's worth the wait. And it's going to be teaching you every moment of every step of the way how to do it. So I love you guys. I'm going to take a quick break. Link is down there in the description box below. If you want to hear me talk to you about how this lunar eclipse is going to affect you from all the 12 zodiac signs, and we pull tarot for every single zodiac sign, that's in the Nights tier over on Patreon. And then we also do crypto session. You know what, guys? The prediction I made came true from the last crypto sesh. So gonna connect with you guys again about it, either hopefully tonight. If not tonight, then Monday. So I love you guys. Take really good care. Until next time, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.